Hi friends! Welcome to Rhubarb Patch Studio. I'm Leah Noel. How's it going? Here it's going great. It's just going so fast. The summer has come and gone and I don't know how it happens. I don't know how that happened. The last I saw you was mid-July and it was not my intention to wait this long for an update, but you know, it happens. It happens. I've been busy. I've been really busy with stuff. A lot of house projects, a lot of summer activities, being literally a soccer mom. Our son Otto tried soccer for the first time this year, and that was really fun. It was a couple times a week. We had games once a week and then practices on another day, and that was really good. That was his first team sport, and he enjoyed himself, and we enjoyed, you know, being there with him. So we did that. He had swimming lessons. He had lots of playtimes with friends, and it was a lot. It was just a lot of leaving the house and interacting with people, which really saps my energy levels. And, you know, in a good way for sure. But it's just a fact. And so anyway, I have been stitching, not every day, but enough. And I've been kind of focusing on individual projects because I have this itch to finish things. So I actually have two finishes to share with you. One of them's pretty big. I'm very close to finishing a couple other things, and so I've been working on those pretty steadily. I have my stitching stuff around me. Today is like one of the first days that I have felt like I have the space, like the capacity to make a video. But as I was like getting everything out here and ready, I was dreading it a little bit because there's so much to go through. But I want to share what I've been doing and what I've been working on, what I've been thinking about. And so we're doing it today, and it's gonna be a good day, and it might be a little long. So I have a tea here today. I got the tea from my friend Christina, who sent it to me in a recent order from her shop, Quilting with Nico. And so I'm finally enjoying it today. So cheers, Christina. And this mug is a Polish pottery mug. And I selected it in memory of my good friend Daleen, who passed away a month ago. She was also many of your friends, and her channel was so grateful, and I miss her a lot. And when I heard the news, I just spent a lot of time just being sad and and not stitching. Sorry, I was not expecting that to hit me so much, but I also hate crying in front of people, so okay. Okay. We can get through this. So, okay. So, aside from aside from all of the busyness with my son this summer, I have been stitching, like I said, and we are also getting ready for a birthday party / housewarming party coming up. My 40th birthday is in just a couple weeks. It's on September 23rd, and we are just opening our house to all of our extended family and our friends in the area, and it's gonna be a lot of people, and it's pushing us to get some of these projects that have been we've just been kicking them around, you know, just like pushing them back. And so I've been painting our entire basement. We are moving furniture around, and somehow I'm going to get all of my artwork on the walls like in the next week, so that'll be good. But that's why I'm still here, because my new stitching spot it's like open and available for me, but I need to paint it, and I didn't want to put all my stuff down there, get it like splattered with paint. That would not be cool. So we're just gonna do this again, and hopefully it'll be the last time that I have to film with backlighting. But okay, how about we get into some finishes right away? Let's do that. This is not in any particular order, these things. Although I did finish this one first. Okay, so Little House Needleworks, Suffrage Act. This is the cover photo. I changed the fabric. I think I do have a before picture of this, so I'll show it to you here. And then I just got a second wind on this, and I stitched on it pretty faithfully until it was done. So here it is, all finished up. I used 32 count vintage Stormy Night Lugana by Zweigart. It is a printed fabric, and I started this in 2020 because of the anniversary, but I really lost steam. These letters are much larger than you would expect, and I did go through an entire skein of this black floss. I think it's Week Dye Works Black Coffee. I didn't use black coffee. I used something else. I see my floss tags over there. If you really need to know, just let me know. But I used a mix of called for and flosses from my own collection, and I went through an entire skein of this white and an entire skein of the black. So if you are stitching this, just beware. If you're using over-dyed floss, you might want to get 2 skeins from the same dye lot. Thankfully, I had 2 skeins of the black. I think it's charcoal. I think I used charcoal by Weeks Dye Works. That sounds right. Thankfully, I had another skein of that in a different project. So yeah, I'm happy to have this one done. And I always put my initial symbol. This is LNH for my name. And then the year I backdated this to 2020. So this is 20, because, you know, for posterity, nobody, I don't know. I wanted to. Okay. Let's put that over there. Okay, so that was one finish. I also finished something pretty large called Pavane for These Times by Long Dog Samplers. This is my I put lines over the chart to show where the pages are, because I stitched this as a like a friendship stitch along with my friend Jenny, who is formerly known as Long Dog Stitcher. So the perfect person to do a long dog stitch along with. And we had so much fun, at least I did. I think she did too. We just did one page together. Let me show you. Let me show you the finish and then I'll tell you about it. Okay. Here's my finish. Yay. Okay, so what we did is we decided to do page by page together, but we didn't necessarily stitch the same page. So we just worked on one page at a time, and then when both of us were finished, we decided when we wanted to start the new page. And so we actually started this first day of summer, hang on, 2022, I believe. And yes, it was 2022. And we've just been, you know, like going page by page together and sending pictures to each other along the way. And you might notice here, I did not do the sawtooth border. So this is the sawtooth border. And Jenny did do this border, but I just opted not to because I knew it would bog me down, and I knew that it would potentially prevent me from finishing the whole thing, so I didn't do it. I almost didn't do this border, but my husband told me I should, so I did. I listened to his voice of reason. There's 4 places for customization in the chart. There's this and this, which in the chart, the designer put 2020 because that's when it was designed. I put this year, 24 here, and my initial symbol, which is LNH. So I did that in those spots. And then here and here, which is meant to be the stitcher's initials, but I put the initials of my family. So R for my husband and O for my son. And then the other customization that I did is I added this little squirrel and a flower. And the design actually comes with a full alphabet. So you get a full alphabet to help you with these initials. And it also has numbers to help you with customizing these numbers. But also on that chart are like 3 or 4 different squirrels like this. And so I decided instead of, excuse me for a moment, instead of repeating this motif in reverse, like the mirror of it on this side, I thought I would put a little squirrel there. And there was too much space, in my opinion, between the squirrel and the words, so I took this flower from this motif here. There's on either side. So I haven't said yet, this is 40 count linen by Color and Cotton, and it is, I think it's a limited edition, so I don't think it had a name, but it's a very, very, very light blue, very light blue. And then the floss that I used was a Silks for You. I've said it so many times on my videos, and I don't have the, hang on. Past Leah did future Leah solid. Silks for You, PR 132. So I have a full skein of that, and it's yards and yards and yards, and I have so much left over. So we'll have to find a new use for those leftover silks. I only used, I wound it out on bobbins, and I think I had like 6 or 7 or 8 bobbins worth of floss, and I used almost 2 full skeins. So I'm very excited about this one. It's so pretty. And so Jenny does not do videos anymore. However, she does have a YouTube. She does have a YouTube channel, but I don't think that there's anything on there right now, but I will link it below because I did see that she posted a picture of her finish. And so you could see a picture of her finish, which is so beautiful. I love the way hers turned out as well. So, okay, so that was that finish. All right, so now I think those are the only finishes that I got done since seeing you. Yes, although I did UFO a whole bunch of things. But I don't think you would have even seen the things that I UFO'd. So, okay. Let's get into whips because we're gonna do that. We're gonna get into whips. In July, for some reason I took out, oh, I know why. When I was taking Otto to swimming lessons, I would need a project to sit and stitch on, and I don't have many Ada projects, and that's what I like to take stitching with me. And I decided it was high time for me to take this out. This is Faith, Hope, Peace, Love Sampler by Teresa Kogut, and I'm doing this on an Ada. But I would not necessarily recommend doing it on an Ada because these stars, these like quilt stars throughout the border, and then like parts of her dress utilize quarter stitches, which I didn't realize at the time. You know, just one more reason why people should look at the pattern before they select their fabrics. Okay, sorry. I feel like this is a mess. Okay, let's put this down. This is a huge piece of fabric because this design is 264 by 320. It is enormous. This is Icon Ada by Picture This Plus. I don't think I have a before picture for you, but here is where I am now. Okay, so I have a hanging thread here. So I was working over in the tree, just filling in some leaves, and I have a little basting stitch here to show me where the pattern ends. I actually miscounted somewhere in here, and so, or no, somewhere in here. So I don't remember where I miscounted. It was a long time ago. But anyway, this whole section should be more that way, but this is all right. So I just put in a basting stitch so that I know where this ends, and so that I know not to count off of this border because it's wrong. So I like to use basting stitches. I changed all the colors like I do, so you'll see that. Let's see, I added like four greens because the original pattern only calls for something like 2 greens, so I think I added 4, so I might have a total of 6 different colored greens. When you do a major color conversion like this, something that you should ask yourself is when you look at the model photo, if you see any ghosty spots on the model photo, ask yourself, do you like those ghosty spots? Because if you do, then you need to change that floss to something that looks like your fabric. So in my case, I changed this blue to match the fabric a little bit better, and so you can't really tell. Well, I mean, you can tell. I mean, it's just like, it's just ghosty, it's just more ghosty. And I think the more I stitch on this, the more I don't want to do this middle section, because I just want to be done with this design. Like, I just want to be done with this. It's a ton of stitching. It's so much stitching. And so I'm going to do the top part and the bottom part, but I'm not going to do the middle, and I'll figure that out when I get there. But I did work on this several days at the pool while I was waiting, and I think I added this. This is new. Some of these are new. I don't think I completed this with the heart on the top, and I started adding in more leaves. So that is where I am. So I don't have a whole lot of Ada projects going on. So one of my new starts was an Ada project. I'll have to get to that when it comes up in the pile, but the only other Ada project that I have for traveling purposes is the Autumn at Hawthorne Hollow, and I cannot force myself to stitch autumn things in the summer. Like, I can't, because I don't appreciate autumn as much as a lot of other people do. And so like I can't, I can't make myself do it. So anyway, I can stitch on autumn things like basically any other season except summer, because I just can't, I don't want it to come early, you know? Okay. Checking my notes here. Okay, next up, I got this bag from my good friend Suzy, Suzy Reno on Flosstube. She's not been making videos recently, and I think she's not even watching a whole lot, but she's around, and she lives within driving distance of me, and so we had a little girls' day, and because I think I showed this to you in my last video. She made this bag for me and gifted it to me. I think I showed it in my last video. If I didn't, that's fine, but it is the perfect size to hold my Virtue by Lottie Da. So this is the model, what that looks like. And I am using a mix of called for and my own, my own choice of floss. And I am stitching this on 40 count Ale by Picture This Plus. And here's the before. And I stitch on this quite a bit. So here it is now. It's a lot. I've done a lot since I saw you last, since you've seen it. I think since I showed it last, I've finished the chimneys. I know for sure I have finished the border completely. It met, no problems. That was awesome. I believe I've also finished the ground since I saw you last. This might not be new and this might not be new. The tree, I've definitely been working on the tree, so that's kind of been newish, and I might have backstitched the windows since I saw you last, but this is how it's looking. Obviously my house is a pink brick versus the what's called for is more of a brick, you know, bricky brick, terracotta brick. So yeah, I'm just in the tree now, like basically in the tree. And then I have charted out the words that go here. I just have to get to stitching it, and I charted it to be 1/1, which on 40 count is a little daunting, but I'm just gonna have to be in the mood and have a solid chunk of time to spend counting and everything, but I think it'll be good. So I'm looking forward to showing you that, I guess. And then, yeah, I just have to finish like counting all these branches and trees, and there's gonna be a bunch of leaves and apples, or in my case, they'll look more like flowers, I think, but so you can see that's how much is left to do. And this is where it is, so. I'm really enjoying this one. It's one of these projects where it's not exactly fill-in stitching. Some of it is, like the house, the bricks obviously was fill-in, and the border is really repetitious, but it's one of these patterns that doesn't have very many color changes, and so you can sit and you can have a full length of floss and just stitch until that floss is all stitched in. That length is all stitched in, and then you can either like change your floss color, or you can keep going, or whatever you want to do. So I kind of like that, especially on days where I just feel kind of fried a little bit. All right. So my setup is not like great today. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Okay. All right, another thing that I've worked a lot on since I saw you, but not really in the last month. I'd say, I don't know, this got a lot of attention at the pool. It is a Portuguese bird sampler. This is the cover photo by Barbara Anna. This is where it was last time you saw it. And it takes a while to set up. Okay, it's a big one. It's so big. Okay, here it is now. So, yes, it's looking pretty good. I'm so happy with it. I really am. So I believe, okay, I've lost a little steam on this project because I finished this section, like I finished this whole middle part, and so from the top down, everything is done except the border, which I will get back to. But everything down to here is complete. And there's still so much more to do that I kind of lost steam a little bit, because I was feeling like, you know how things feel close to being finished and, you know, it just kind of fuels your motivation. And I had that, and then, yeah, it just, all right, so let me see if I can get a little closer. So, I'll tell you more about my modifications like later, but just really briefly, I did add a UO to the alphabet. These are probably called road stitches, but they were 3x3 cross stitches. They're charted just for cross stitch, but I just went like this with my floss, and at StitchCon, my friends told me that was called Rhodes stitch, so that's what that is. And all right, so I don't even know what I've done since you saw it last. You probably know better than me. I was at a point where I had to add some colors because around the border are, I'll show you. So you see the border. I'm not a border stitcher. A lot of you know that already, but this border is one of the reasons why I decided to stitch this because it is so charming. Those little balls, like they remind me of light bulbs. And so I am going to stitch them in bright colors, and they're charted. If I just do like a 1-for-1 swap of what I chose for these colors, there would be a lot of brown in the border. So I went through and I counted how many bulbs there were. I figured out what the pattern was, which is it's not obvious. It's not like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I mean? Like if those numbers represented different flosses, it's not like a set pattern like that. It's a more complex pattern, which is probably what really draws me into this in the first place. So anyways, long story long, I went through and I figured everything out. I figured out the number of colors in the border, how many times each color repeated, where it repeated, and then I laid out all of my brightest light bulb colors, and I figured out how many I was short. And so then I was like, well, do I repeat the colors that I have, or do I take this opportunity to add more colors? And I decided to add more colors. And I'm a little uncertain about how it's going to be because I didn't start adding colors until like, you know, from here down because this leaf has 2 new colors. The flowers, actually this, I did put a new color in this flower. This has new colors. So none of those new colors are going to be anywhere up here or in this alphabet, but they will be up here in this border. So I think it's going to work out, and we're just going to have to see. But I'm going with it. And so I was excited to see how these new colors played out. I decided to change these flower colors from this one so that it wouldn't be an exact 1-for-1 replica of this border, even though it's supposed to be. And now I ended here because I don't like the color that I chose here. It's supposed to be this color border, and I went with something lighter, and I don't think it's gonna work out because it just looks blurry when you look at it from a distance. It's just not a good substitute for this one. So I think I'm just gonna have to go with this and hope I have enough of that floss. So that is a long way of saying here it is. Yeah, I'm making a lot. I'm making a ton of changes to the colors and everything, but not really to the design itself, like other than putting in specialty stitches, but just changing all the colors and everything. So it's been fun, but also it's enormous. It's a huge chart. I know I always get to this part and I want to tell you how large this chart is, but I don't have that page in front of me. Okay. 35 minutes in, and have I shown you much of anything? Okay, so here's another one. that I have been stitching on. This is a stitch along with my friend Dana, Gemstone Stitches, and we started this together. It's called The Annual Border by The Drawn Thread. I got this, I bought the whole kit from the Drawn Thread website, so that will be linked below. You'll be able to go on there and see what other kits she has for sale from her website. I do like it because it comes with exactly the amount of floss that you need. However, caveat is a lot of these designs, a lot of these drawn thread designs are charted for 1 strand over 2 on 32 count linen. And if that is a little sparse for your taste, like it is for mine, then I don't know if it's enough floss. And I just decided, like, I started this and failed because I started it on, I don't remember what I started it on, probably the called for, and I didn't like it. So I decided to go with my gut, and I changed my fabric to something that is just a little bit more creamy, like a little more creamy. I wish I had the name of the fabric in front of me, that I don't. It's like it's like a Zweigart though. It's like a Zweigart. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but what should I say? Okay, so this is 32 count, 2 over 2. This is either cream or I wonder if it's, I don't think it's mocha. I don't know. It's bothering me. Can you tell? All right, so Dana and I don't have like a very strict stitch along, but we are trying to stitch together on this like a couple days a month, or whenever, like whichever months that we can. And so I think twice now we've had just a couple days where we were stitching on it at the same time, and that's kind of fun. And I finished the entire center section, and I am chipping away at this inner border, which is actually stitched over 4 strands of linen. So that's kind of fun. And then I started up here on the top left flower, and there's a lot of counting involved. So it was a little bit hard for me just mentally on the days that I was stitching to stay engaged with this. So we'll have to see. This will be good for just, you know, just knock out a strand of floss here and there, and then just work on these as they come. But they're so pretty. I love the drawn thread. And I'm liking how my two strands are looking. This is just the called for flosses. If I run out, I'll deal with that later. It should be fine. So, yeah. Okay. Okay, let's see. What next? All right. Another stitch along that I'm doing. This is like what are the kids saying now? It's my era, my stitch along era. Okay, my friend Megan, Wide-Eyed Stitching Child, and I are stitching, we are stitching a super cute design by SubRosa Designs called Easter Goose. SubRosa Designs is on Etsy. It's not an immediate PDF download. She puts your name on the actual PDF so that it, like if it gets out, like if it's copyrighted, or like if it's plagiarized, I should say. If it's plagiarized, she would know the source. So, anyways, so this is the design that Megan and I are stitching together, and it's a really fun idea. And it's been fun so far to like just chat back and forth about our start and everything. So what we're doing is we are going to cut the egg in the basket and exchange that part at some point. We haven't decided when. I don't know when. It'll happen when it happens. And then the goose just reminded us of the 80s, you know, and we're 1984 babies. This is why we are doing the stitch along anyways. And we are both changing the flosses to our own things in our own collection. And I absolutely love hers. She just put an update out recently. She started with the goose. I'm starting with the basket. And she already has the garland around the goose's neck done. And I am so in love with the flowers that she chose. So this is on 32 count patina. Yes, 32 count patina linen by Color and Cotton. The color is impossible to get correct on the video or photo. Like, it is, the color is impossible to capture. So you'll just have to believe me that it's not nearly this green, because in person it's totally different. So anyways, I started with let's go here. This is a new start, so you won't have a before picture, but here is where I am. I opted for pink flowers, just because they work with the color schemes that I'm doing. The egg color is called for, and I'm stitching it kind of around so that the shading will be more organic looking, which is something that's just something I do on all of my pieces. I don't mind when it's back and forth, you know, like back and forth or up and down. I don't mind that at all. This is just what I do, and since we're exchanging things that we're stitching, like I just would do it how I would do it, and then I'm just gonna, you know, exchange with her. And I think we stitch in opposite directions too, which we both agreed was charming. Once they're put together, I think it's gonna be charming. So I decided to put the basket on the right side because this side is serged and I don't have a serger, and I don't really know how to operate my sewing machine yet. Oh, that's a side tangent. I was supposed to teach myself quilting this summer, and it just, you know, the best laid plans did not work out time-wise. But anyways, so I wanted to give her the serged edge, just, I don't know, out of caution. Like, I didn't want her to be working with frayed edges, or I don't know. I don't know. I get so in my head about these kind of changes or like these decisions, and just knowing that I was going to exchange it with Megan, I think compounded my anxious thoughts about it. Like, you know, just thinking way too hard about things. But I recognize that I am overthinking, so I think that's worth something. Anyways, I decided to do a basting stitch. Can you see that? So I have this basting stitch down at the bottom to help me place the goose when I'm ready to do the goose. So I'll do the goose over here, but it's in an 11 by 17 Q-snap, so I should have room for the whole goose on this side, and then I'll cut and exchange whenever that's time. And yeah. yeah. So I haven't been able to spend a whole lot of time on this. We started it, let's see. We started that on the opening Olympics opener because neither of us were born during the '84 Olympics, but we were both, you know, cooking in on our mother's tummies. So we decided to start, yeah, the Olympics opener just because we had that in common. So, all right, what else? I have to show you my bag that I got. So Vintage Owl Lady is on Etsy, and she, I don't know when the sales are, and I don't get notifications or anything, but it just so happened I logged on to Etsy just to peruse something, and this came up as new listing in Vintage Owl Lady's shop, and it was the only one left, because I was late to the party. But I saw it, and at first I was like, oh, that is so cute, but I don't know if I need that. Like, it's a little too cutesy for me. But then I saw that the coordinating fabric is fish skeletons, and the inside fabric is fish. And you all don't know this about me, but I cannot physically resist a cat with fish bones. I don't know what it is, but a cat with fish bones is so hilarious to me. I cannot resist it. If I see it in the wild, I have to have that item. I just love cat with fish bones. And it has the real fish inside, not real fish, but you know. So anyways, this was my birthday, early birthday present to myself, because YOLO. And it came with this cute little charm. It's very weighted, very heavy, so it's good. So that was, just had to share. That was a little pre-birthday splurge. I showed you what was in there. Yes. So I'm keeping my Goose project in there, and I'm happy with that. Okay, what's next? All right, I've been working on First Snowflakes quite a bit because it should be finished, ASAP, and it also should not take so long, and it hasn't been taking long to stitch up. This is called First Snowflakes by Filigram. I bought the silks. I bought the silk pack a long time ago, years ago, when I was trying to build my silks collection. I thought I should buy silk packs of designs that I like and that I want to stitch, and that way I can slowly build my silk collection. And thoughts that I have for you about buying the silk packs, a silk pack for this particular design. The front of each of these houses is a lighter version of the dark, how do you say this? The front of these houses, that's the only place you stitch those colors, is the front of those houses. The dark shading on the house are the colors that are up in here in the sky. So there's 3 dark colors plus the white up here in the sky. And then, yeah, those 3 house colors, you use a fraction of your silk skein. So the other thing is it doesn't come with enough white. I am dangerously close to running out of my white silk floss, and I don't want to buy another skein, so I think I'm going to continue stitching with the light blue. I'll show you. Okay, so I changed the fabric color on this, like I do. It's 32 count Valor by Picture This Plus, 32 count linen. And let me get this situated. It only uses, what is this, an 1/8? 16th? It's a 16th. Because it's a quarter of a quarter, so it's a 16th. So it fits on a 16th of fabric. And I will just put my finger here because my plan for this is at the top. Okay, at the top and bottom are words. Do you see that? The words in the design are just like snowflakes, snow, winter, December, serenity, warmth, softness, peace, which is totally meaningless to me. So I'm actually stitching this for a friend, and I better not tell you much more about that until I gift it. But I'm going to put names and address. So I've stitched on this a ton since you saw this last, and I don't even know if there is a previous photo, but you would have seen it by now. I tell myself when I sit down to stitch, I need to stitch at least one length of this before I can move on to what I actually want to stitch. And sometimes that one length of floss will be, you know, not tedious, and I'll want to keep stitching, and I will let myself do that. But yeah, in general, I have not been enjoying this. And I've learned about myself, I really don't enjoy stitching Quaker motifs. They're repetitive and lots of like straight lines, and I don't even like stitching these tiny things like this X and this snowflake. I just don't enjoy it, and I don't know what it is about it. I love looking at it, and so I'm drawn to this type of design, but I hate stitching those motifs, and I don't know why. So anyway, I am dangerously close to running out of the white. Let me show you. And the design does recommend stitching 2 strands over 2 on 32 count. So you would think, but this is how much I have left of the white, which I will tell you is 2, like you can see, can you see? There you go. 2 little strands left to stitch the rest of the white here and the rest of the white here and here, and all of these words at the top and all of the words at the bottom. So that's not going to happen. So I think I'm just going to use this light blue here for the words at the top and the bottom, because that way I don't have to buy another skein of dinky dyes. Oh, it's a lovely color. I have a decent amount of silks now in my collection that I don't think I need to go out of my way to buy it. So anyway, I'm hoping that the next time you see this, it will be done. And I'll have to figure out how to show it to you without showing the personal information. You know, the home address and the first and last names. So anyway, I'm smelling a finish on this one, and so it's extra motivating to me. And it is simple stitching, so I have been enjoying it. Okay. Next, let me make sure I got everything on here. Okay. technically I did work on timber mallards one day, but I think it was one length of floss and I think it was half stitches in the water, and I don't really want to show that to you. So next time I do timber mallards, you can see that. That's my confession for this video. All right. Okay, I had a new start. This was the bag that had my Suffrage Act in it. Christina at Quilting with Nico made this for me with fabric that I sent her, but she found this edging, and it kind of reminds me of like ticker tape or whatever, like the ballot box ticker tape. Oh, gosh. All right, anyway, I had this new start, which I'll talk about new starts when I'm done talking about whips. Okay. Let It Begin With Me by Heartstring Samplery. You know what? I will just say a little bit about my new starts. So the new starts that I have set out to do, I'm gonna have to show you what my, okay, focus, Leah. My September new starts are all significant to me in some way, shape, or form. And this one is significant to me for more than the reason that I will tell you. But I will say, this is kind of like, you know, it's my 40th birthday, and I'm doing a lot of self-reflection and setting goals and taking time to how do you say this? Taking time to acknowledge the qualities that I want to cultivate more in myself, and you know, that kind of thing. So this seemed to be an appropriate thing to start, and it's just a very simple, very, very simple design. Heartstring Samplery. I love her designs more and more. So just very simple. And so I will change this initial to something, and I will change this to my initials, my initial symbol actually. So I haven't got that far. I'm not exactly sure what my plan is. This is on 40 count linen that I got from Amy Loves Toads when we were at StitchCon together, and she didn't know what it was. It was a remnant for her. To me, it looks like shale from Picture This Plus, so it could be that, but it could be something else as well. I'm changing the colors like I do and just having fun with it. 40 count, 1/2. The border, can you see the border? I have satin stitched. It doesn't call for satin stitch. It calls for just cross stitching throughout. Actually, down there, these initials you can see on the model are eyelets, but they're charted as cross stitch, so you can do just cross stitch on this easily. So yeah, I'm just pulling threads from my collection, and I started with the border because I wanted to use this floss. I believe I got this floss as a gift from a stitching friend. It's called Bethlehem by Weeks Dyeworks. I'm pretty sure I got this as a gift from a stitching friend. And yeah. So this is a start. It's not going to take super long to finish, but I just haven't put in a whole lot of time, like a few days, maybe a couple stitching sessions. Not really sure, but you know, I think the starts that I have on the horizon are going to be more like just self-reflecting and you know, meaningful. All right, next. Okay, another new bag. This was a Quilting with Nico bag. So adorable. Another, I did call this a pre-birthday present to myself because I wanted it and I didn't need it, but look at the raccoons. And look how she positioned the fabric. Like, I just can't even. And look at the top. Look where it zippers. You know what? There. Look. So cute. So, I have little mill hills in here because this is her small size. Oh, okay, you know what? I thought I opened all my bags. Do people actually get annoyed with zipping? Like, I don't know. Is that really a thing? Anyway, this is a new start. I also got this from Amy Loves Toads at StitchCon. She had this extra bat, and bats are one of my favorite animals, and so this had to be a September birthday start because they're one of my favorite animals. So bats, and I have an octopus that I'm gonna start this month sometime. Hopefully when I'm done with this, but we'll have to see if I have all the materials that I want. So this is my new start. When Amy stitched this, she changed the purples out for something that looked more natural, and that's what I like to do too. So I just used her color conversion, which is on her community tab, if that's what it's called, on YouTube. So if you go to Amy's channel, there should be a community tab, and then she's got this floss conversion. So I also did not want to do this on paper. I wanted to do it on fabric. So I went to my collection and I found Dried Petal by Fabric Flare. I had a remnant of it. See the remnant? So this bat is super tiny and it's just a rosy, nice like rosy pink. Actually, I don't think I need this. Sorry. I don't have my life together for this video. Okay, so this is 36 count, and because of that, the large beads in the feet and around the ear do not work. So I do have to place an order for some petite gray beads, which I have picked out. I was just waiting. I'm just waiting to see if I need to order a skein of floss for one of my other projects that's low before I go ahead and do that. So I don't know when you'll see this next because I'm not sure when I'll get the beads, but I'm really liking how it looks. It's so cute. It's so cute. I did start putting the beads in. So these beads just came with these brown and green beads. There's 2 green beads here. Came with the kit. And these black seed beads I had already in my collection from a previous drawn thread design that used these black beads. So I'm using black instead of purple. The kit comes with purple beads. So I'm in the middle of doing that. The petite beads work just fine on the 36 count. So, yep. And then I got this at StitchCon. This is my cicada needle minder that I got at StitchCon. So cute. I love this one. So, that is living there. Okay. All right, what's next? That was a new start. Okay, I have another new start. It is Queen Bee Sampler. Sorry, I had to read the label because okay, it actually has 2 names. So this is by Marjorie Massey. And this is called Prairie Girls Sampling, but there's 2 designs included. There's this bee pincushion and there's Queen Bee Sampler. So I have had this kit up for several years, but I was waffling on the flosses, specifically the red. It only uses 3 colors. There's black, red, and pink. I have yet to decide if I'm going to be doing the sawtooth border. I probably won't. I probably can't. I probably can't make myself do that, but I don't know because the red does kind of set off the whole design. So I don't know. I'm not sure. You'll have to find out. Come back for more. Subscribe. Okay, so I've had this kitted up for a couple years now, and finally decided on some flosses to use. So I knew I wanted to do this on this 18 count dill Ada fabric, which I believe was on clearance at one point on 123 Stitch. I don't know if they make this color anymore, but it's just like this mustardy yellow, and totally not my jam. This was back when I was just buying very small cuts of fabric to see what colors they were and to build my collection, you know, yada yada yada. Anyways, when I got this Queen Bee sampler, I knew that I wanted to put it on this fabric because I thought that the black, red, and pink would go very well on this goldish mustardy colored fabric. So let me show you. I started this while I was getting my oil changed. No, I started this camping. We went on a camping trip. We don't really camp much, but we're trying to get into it. And so we took this camping, and I did a very small start while I was camping, and then I did do a lot of this work while I was getting my oil changed. I thought that was kind of funny. So, yeah. So the black I chose is actually more of a brown. Can you see that? It's more of a dark brown. And then here's my very bright red and pink. So that'll be the color palette. I think that'll be good. And it's been nice to have this new travel project. This is now a summer themed travel project on Ada, and so I've liked having that option. Okay. Oh. All right, I got all of those, showed you all of those things. Okay, got another start. Here it is, down here. Okay. At StitchCon, some of the ladies and myself decided to start this pattern together. This is called Animal Welcomes by Cross My Heart Ink. It's out of print, but you might be able to find it on secondary markets. We are doing this frog. So I'm doing this with Amy Loves Toads because I believe Colette found this. She actually found this for Amy, and then like the 4 of us at the table that liked this pattern were like, well, let's do it together. So Amy Loves Toads, Colette, Highway Stitcher, who just had she just posted an update, and she has completed this whole frog, which is so adorable. And then Candace, Candace K, I believe that is her Flosstube handle, Candace K. So all of those 3 individuals will be listed down below. I originally thought I was going to do this on a piece of fabric that I found at StitchCon, but when I got home, it just wasn't grungy enough. And so I went through my own fabric collection and I found this XJU Designs fabric. And I did forget what this is called. I'll tell you in the next video because I'll be stitching on this. But it's like, she's got one called Witching Hour. That's the same kind of fabric, except it's purple and splotchy. And she's got one that's like a blue and splotchy. She's got like a few different versions of this, but I get my XJU Design fabrics from Kitten Stitcher, who just moved across the country, but I think she just opened up her shop again. So you can find XJU Designs fabrics like this at Kitten Stitcher's website. Anyway, I started in the top left corner. This is kind of a tricky one to start. But I started up here because of all the corners, well, this one might have been easier to start at now that I'm looking at it, but I didn't want to go up. I wanted to go down for some reason. So I just started at the top left with the back stitching, the ripples, because they don't connect to any cross stitching really, except right here. So I quick did those. And anyways, so this is all back stitched ripples here, and the design is called for all cross stitches, but I'm going to add some beads here and there, and I'm actually considering putting some metallic threads in the ripple to make it look like water shimmery. But here, the bugs, I added some of those black seed beads that I have. Can you see the reflection there? So it just gives it a little bit extra pop. And then I'm gonna put some beads where the frog has bumps, like lumps and bumps, not in the black part, but in the other like browny areas. So I'm waiting. I've got to get some beads for that. But I've got some picked out, so I'm gonna do that soon. But I really like how it looks so far. I'm very excited with my fabric choice because it does remind me more of a swamp. And our new house here has a swamp in the back. Which is kind of why I wanted a more swampy vibe than a clean pond kind of a vibe. But I really like the way this looks, and I like the fabric that Colette chose too. You can see on her recent update, she picked a really beautiful, like almost a sea green. Honestly, it looks a lot like the walls in my house. The color fabric that she chose. Anyway, so I like it. But this will work really well for my house. So there it is. There's my start. Oh, and I got this from StitchCon too. This is from Colette, Highway Stitcher. Yay. And I got a little frog bobbin from Amy that is sitting over by my stitching spot. So so my friends are with me while we stitch. And the 4 of us have a little chat going, so we sent each other some updates already. So, okay, do I have anything left to show you? Oh, okay. So, as far as I'm aware, in this moment, those are all of my whips. Yeah, we're at over an hour, so, but you know what? I do kind of want to show you the projects that I have earmarked for my September birthday starts. I don't have a set amount of starts that I want to do. I know a lot of people do amazing things like 40 starts for their 40th birthday or 50 starts for their 50th birthday or some stuff like that. Like, that is very exciting. But I didn't do that. So I'm going to get into plans here. If plans are not your thing, I totally get it. And I'm glad that you stayed this far and hung out with me this long. I hope that you'll subscribe and come and see my progress the next time I post a video. And for the rest of you who like to see plans, let's look at my birthday plans, because I actually I went through, okay, back up. When sometimes when I get stressed and I don't feel like stitching, sometimes I do enjoy kitting things up. And like, I guess these are technically plans, but like, I don't know. So I went through and I made 3 categories of plans. And these are just the birthday plans that I'm going to share with you. But I have birthday plans. I have library plans, because one of our rooms we're going to like turn into library / study nook for Otto and perhaps myself. And I have a whole bunch of like designs that I want to stitch just for that room. And so I went through this phase where I just got out all of those designs that I could find, because I'm actually missing some things that I had in mind. But I got all of those things, and I laid out all of my flosses and my fabrics, and I just sat there and I just worked with color, put things together, like had these like ideas, and that to me is equally as enjoyable as actually sitting down and stitching things sometimes. So I don't know, like, can anyone else relate? Kitting up projects is like a subset of this hobby for me. I really enjoy it. So okay, those are two categories. And then the third category is later this year, I'm planning to do the 12 starts of Christmas. That's not a thing. I just came up with it. But I'm going to make it a thing for myself, 12 starts of Christmas. So I've been like thinking about a whole bunch of patterns that have been calling to me that I want to start, but I just haven't started them in the last few years. But they just are calling to me. So I got all of them out. I whittled them down to 12, and I found like bags for them, not necessarily like made project bags, but like I put them together in their own container so that they would be contained. And I got a little tote that will hold all 12 of them. And I've just been like slowly adding to the flosses that I need, like if I still need to kit up flosses, or like if I need to bobbinate, or you know, whatever. And I just kind of have this running list. So I don't know, I could make a separate plans video just so I could show you my library plans and my 12 starts of Christmas. So if that's something that interests you, let me know, and I might just do it anyways. I might just film something anyways, and I don't know when it would go, but okay. But let's look at my birthday start plans, because this is like my birthday year. Several years ago, Christina and I had birthday starts together, and she made me this so cute birthday themed project bag. So I rehomed that project into another bag so that I could use this bag to fill with a whole bunch of things that I want to start, and it doesn't even contain everything. So, okay. So, 40th birthday. We can't call these plans, can we? It's like a grab bag. It's like, oh, do I feel like starting a project? Let's look at the grab bag. Like, I can grab something in here. This is a for sure plan, though. This is, and you've seen this before, the Francis Arialt sampler by The Exemplary, which is on Etsy. That's what this looks like. This is going to be a start on my actual birthday because Francis Arialt and I are birthday twins, separated by like 200 years. So that's very exciting to me. And I've already showed you how I kitted it up. I buried all those flosses inside the fabric, so you'll just have to wait and see how that looks. But yes, I am excited to get this one started with my birthday twin, me and Franny. Because we're on nickname basis now. Okay. So there's that one. There's this one. It's not, so yeah, this one doesn't neatly fit into this category of this one or my library one, but it does kind of fit into the birthday one more because it does. So this is Gardener's Cottage by Elizabeth's Designs. I have a small collection of these little houses. I finished one already, which was a stitch along with my friend Christina. Christina, you're coming up a lot in this video. And she's actually posting her progress on it on her Instagram. So if you want to see where she is, you can go there. And I finished mine like pretty quickly. It was surprising how quickly I finished mine. But anyway, that was a different design. This is, but it's in the same vein. Like, you know, it's like, it's the same. It was a house with a garden and trees in the back. But anyways, I have a collection of these and I really like it. And when Daleen passed away, this was like one of those moods where I felt like being creative, but I just couldn't get myself to stitch. And so I was looking through my collection here of Elizabeth's designs, and this one just reminded me a lot of Daleen's backyard, of her garden. And so I am going to stitch this in her memory. And I know the house doesn't really look like her house, but that's okay. It's really the garden that I'm after. I don't know where to find this kind of a button. If anyone knows, please let me know. It's a charm. It's called Celestial Face. I think originally these were sold with the charms, and my copy does not have a charm, and I kind of think they don't have it anymore. I could stitch it just solid. Yes, I could do that. But I kind of like the face. I don't know. I do kind of like that face. So if anyone knows where to get this, or if you have one, I could purchase it from you, perhaps, or exchange something. I don't know. Let me know if you know where to get this. Okay. So anyways, I went through and I just kind of like, I pulled a fabric that I thought I would like, and then I pulled a bunch of the flosses and some beads and accessories and stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to starting this one. I wanted to, I don't know, I felt like I should have started it last month, but I just couldn't get myself to do it. So this will be a special start whenever it comes up, and just reminds me of the special connections that we can make within our stitching community. You know, like so many of us haven't even met in person, but we can just make such a profound impact on each other's lives, and I think that's really something that can be celebrated. So there's that one. Let's see. Let My Examples Shine by Sheepish Designs. So this one is another, it's okay, the words say, on earth let my examples shine, and then it has an alphabet. That's the words at the bottom. But it's just sweet and simple. I am not sold on this fabric, but this is in the way of some of those colors here that I chose. But yeah, I'm not sold on this fabric. That's one of the reasons I haven't started it yet. But I'm looking forward to this one. It's just so sweet. So sweet. I just love it. Here's another one I've wanted to start for a million years. It's called Sing to Spring, again by Sheepish Designs. I don't know what it is about the sampler, but it's so captivating to me. I don't know what it is. It might be the little tree with the little bird in it, or these like Dr. Seuss kind of flowers, or the garland up here with these wonky letters. I don't know, but what would I do? Would I put I think I'll put 2024 there because it's my birthday stitch. Anyway, I got some fabric and floss picked out for it. Yeah, I'll tell you more details once I actually start these and I show them to you. Okay, drawn thread, because drawn thread. Be Here Now. I need this reminder. I do. I need this reminder. I'm so in my head all the time, and I need to practice mindfulness and bringing myself back to the here and now, and help letting that calm me down and focus my thoughts and attention and my work. And so yeah, I want to start this, but this one is not kitted up at all, so it's nowhere near ready to start. But I do have kind of an idea of what I want to do with it, but I have to have some time to sit down and get into it. And then let's see, this is the last birthday start that I have in here. Birthday inspired start. It is by it's by Mama Witch X Stitch. I believe she's on Etsy. If she is, I'll link it below. Well, either way, Mama Witch X Stitch. I'm pretty sure she's the one who's on Etsy. I think it's the other Witchy Stitcher that has a website, but whichever one this is, I'll have it linked below. So, love and peace. But see, it's a little octopus. So this is a start ASAP kind of a situation, but I might wait until I'm done with the bat, or at least as done as I can be with the bat, until I get the beads I need. But I have just a black fabric picked out for this, and they're there. And then I have these threads picked out. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. For as much as octopuses are my favorite animal, I have not stitched a lot of them. So part of it is I don't love cartoony octopuses. I really like them to look real, but this one is, I think, an exception because it's got a little hat on it. It's like it's a birthday octopus. I don't know. sometimes I don't understand my exceptions to the rules, but they're there. Okay, so yeah. All right, well, that didn't take a lot of time for me to show you my birthday plans. Yeah, like I said, I might just do a separate video to show you my library stitching goals, which aren't going to happen anytime soon. I just have a feeling that they're not. And then my 12 starts of Christmas. That should be kind of fun. I'm so excited about the 12 starts of Christmas. I do have to finish things though. I do have to do that. Okay, well, you know what? I'm losing steam here. I don't think I can talk much more. I don't know when I'll see you next. Hopefully soon. Probably not before my birthday because we're having this big party. I think I told you about that already. But we're having this big party, birthday / housewarming, and so I'm really, like, I'm up to my eyeballs in house projects right now. So I gotta do that, and then after my birthday, I think my schedule's gonna slow down significantly, so I'm looking forward to that and just having some breathing room and a new stitching space to get settled in. So I hope everyone's doing really great, and watch out for the plan video, which I might do later today. But I don't think I'll post it later today. I think I'll wait. Yeah, hope everyone is doing really well, and yeah, thanks for spending some time with me today. I invite you to subscribe if you have not yet already. Clearly I have a lot of projects to show you as we go. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks for spending time with me today. Take care, everyone.